Hey friends and family, IB here. Happy Thank You Thursday. Happy Halloween. It's the 31st of October. Tomorrow is November 1st. It is the last day of my Kickstarter campaign, but the good news is I'm already fully funded, which is great. I'm super thrilled about this, and this week's video is about thanking the people who have contributed this last week. I do want to just say real quick, if you guys hear screaming in the background, that's my 1-year-old son, and he's fine. He's got his mom and my mom's mom all tending to him and taking care of him. He's just kind of grumpy, so don't worry about what's going on. That's just my son. Anyways, so I'd like to start by thanking Papa Don and Karen. You guys actually donated last Thursday. It was just after the video that I had made, I believe. So anyways, thank you guys. You guys also gave a very generous wedding gift to me and Naya when we got married. So I appreciate your guys' generosity and your interest. And honestly, I didn't expect you guys to know or care about this very much. So it's super cool that you guys are donating to this. If you ever see this video, thanks Papa Don and Karen. Hope I see you guys soon in Hawaii sometime. The next person is one of my favorite people in the world, Auntie Debbie, who is someone who's been watching over me and seeing me grow my entire life. Her son already donated earlier, so we are very good family friends. She's one of my mom's best friends, and I'm assuming Russell, her husband, was also in on this as well to some extent. So Debbie and Russell, thank you so much. I love you guys. I really hope to see you guys soon. I hope to come back to Maine soon and see you guys. But thank you so much for believing in me and supporting my book, and I hope you guys get some satisfaction out of seeing me continue to do this. And next is my dad, Jonathan. Thank you so much, Dad. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Christina too. I'm assuming you were in on this as well. So Dad and Christina, thank you so much for your donations, and thank you for just being here every step of the way. And I'm looking forward to you guys getting a chance to read my book, and I'm happy that you guys have been involved in this process so far. My next thanks goes to the person who I think very intentionally and very generously was the one who in fact pushed me over the edge from not being fully funded to having reached my goal. This person donated a very large amount in order to do this, and I appreciate them very much. This is Nate Ward. I always knew it was Nate. I don't know if he's going by Nathan now. Maybe Nathan, Nate. But Nate, thank you so much, man. I love you. I appreciate you. And I've been thinking about you a lot lately, obviously, because of this great gift that you've given me. And I wanted to just remind you of something that I think maybe one of the greatest gifts I've ever been given, that you gave me, maybe by accident, that you gave me long before I ever thought I was going to be an author. Maybe 10 years ago. I was hanging out with you and your brother, Spencer, and we were all buddies and we all hung out. But you were always a little older and a little bit like the older brother to me. And me and Spencer, I think, were probably just sitting there talking about all the worst ideas that we had about women and how we were going to go about dating or whatever bad ideas we had. And I don't know if I'm getting the timeline exactly right here, Nate, but I think you had just started dating or had just married something. Your now wife, who is like a lovely person, is your wife. And you were, I think, listening to me and Spencer, realizing that we didn't really have it quite figured out. And you said something to me and Spencer along the lines of, you need to find a good woman who you really like, who's worth believing in and believing in a relationship, and who you're really confident is like a good match for you, and like just some really uplifting and positive things that honestly didn't make a lot of sense to me at the time and were perfect advice. And you were taking that advice of your own, clearly, because you're married and you're happy. And I thankfully have ended up taking that advice and marrying a wonderful, beautiful woman also. So thank you so much, Nate. You've been like an older brother to me for a long time, and I appreciate you very much. So thanks again. The next person is another old buddy of mine who I haven't seen in a long time, but I think always, I might be wrong about this, I don't know how you feel about this, Jacob Walls. Thank you, Jacob Walls. I always felt like, Jacob, you always figured it out just a little bit better and quicker than me in things. You got a good job and you had a family going before I did, and I don't know if you knew this, but I did kind of look in adult life, especially. I looked up to you in a way and thinking like Jacob seems like he's got it figured out a little bit better than I do. Maybe I should be a little bit more like Jacob. So, and thank you for coming through for me here as well and supporting me in this. I appreciate that very much. And I do hope to see you again sometime, Jake. It's been a long time. You're a good guy. The next person is George Colley. And I'm actually going to combine you, George, with Alyssa and Gordon Meredith because I didn't know who you guys were. But it turns out that you're friends with my grandmother. I've probably met you over the years, but I'm sorry I didn't remember you. But you guys are friends with my grandmother. It's a good sign of your friendship with my grandmother that you would donate to me, her grandson, even though I don't really know who you are. So thank you so much for supporting me in this sense. And I hope you guys like what I've done, and I hope that you enjoy it. But either way, it's really cool that you came through for me here and, put your faith in me. So thank you, George, Alyssa, and Gordon. I appreciate that very much. The next person, I do have no idea who you are. It just says D and L. So I have guesses about who that might be. But whoever you are, thank you so much. I very much appreciate you donating to my Kickstarter, and I hope I find out who you are at some point. The next is my mom's friend, Carla. Carla has always been super sweet to me. She's given me and my family letters and gifts on birthdays and Christmas and all kinds of things, and she's always been thoughtful for my kids, and she's always been fun and sweet, and I very much appreciate you in this moment, Carla, because I don't know you that well personally, but again, like you've shown your generosity and your kindness and like stewarding me and kind of helping me grow as well. So thank you for that. The next is Carly, and I think I know who I'm talking to. I believe you're Carly, Pat's wife. Pat was my friend in high school. We used to play hacky sack together a lot, and then we met again at church a while later. So if that's the Carly that I'm thinking it is, Pat and Carly, thank you so much. I hope you guys like my book. I hope you like my story, and thanks for showing up out of the blue. That's awesome. And then Heron. I don't know who you are. That's that might be a name, that might be a profile name, but Heron, thank you so much. I think, Heron, you might be the first person who's actually found me on Kickstarter, and I have no idea who you are, and you have no idea who I am, and you like my presentation on Kickstarter, and you're donating to me for that. So if that's the case, I don't know how to thank you. Thank you so much, because I put a lot of work into that profile, all the Kickstarter stuff, and I really was hoping that people would find it and like it and, be interested and not just give me money, but be invested in my story and my storytelling ability. So if that's the case and you don't know me and I don't know you and you just like what I did, thank you. And thank you for putting your faith in me. I hope you love my book. And if I do know you and I forgot, I'm really sorry. But whatever the case, thanks again for all of you. Let me just check over my list real quick. I forgot somebody last time. I skipped right over them because their name looked like someone else's. I felt so bad. I went back and edited the video. So let me just check, make sure I did this right. Yeah, I think so. If I forgot, you yell at me later and I'll thank you twice next Thursday. All right, guys, thank you so much. This has been such a big week. I obviously funded my Kickstarter campaign, which means I have enough money to publish my book, which means all of you will be getting well, I shouldn't say all of you, but almost every single one of you will be getting a physical copy of my book per your donation. A lot of you will be getting your name written in my book, and I haven't said this, I don't think explicitly. I don't know if there's been wonder about this, but I intend on your names being commemorated in every edition of this book. If this book ever gets big and there's multiple editions, I don't want you guys to be forgotten as the people that made this happen. Because if this doesn't happen now, all that won't probably happen later. The first book, the first edition, getting somewhere, going somewhere, that has to happen. So you guys made that happen. And the way that this has all worked out, every single one of you made it happen. And the people that have donated after I met my campaign goal and are giving me a little bit extra and getting your book or your copy of my book or whatever, you guys are really helping me out too, because there is more that I can do here to make this succeed, and every little bit really does count and help. So I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you so much for being here. And like I said, I think I said this in the last video or another video, I like talking about my book. If you guys do kind of struggle through some of the unedited and unrevised stuff that my book is right now, that, you know, obviously needs paid professional support with, but if you guys are getting through that and getting into the story and enjoying it, or thinking about it or wondering about it, like, you can always reach out to me on Facebook. You can leave comments on my YouTube videos. You can email me if you have my email or whatever. But I like talking about my book, and I like opening those threads of conversation, especially in a public setting. It's actually good for my visibility. But anyways, I'm not asking any more of you. I just like letting you know I like talking about it. Thank you so much. This thank you again, because this is the week that I end, and I will be receiving all of your donations, and that will be going to my book. I'm really thanking all of you. I have I have 35 backers right now. So 35 of you have just given me money. And I know that you're getting a book, and I know that you're getting an ebook or an audiobook or a copy, or like your name in my book. But I think for a lot of you, and I understand that, first and foremost, this was a generous gift, and I appreciate that. I really hope you guys like my book, and I really hope that this means something down the line, that you see that this was a special thing. But if not, you know, at the very least, you guys did a tremendously generous and thoughtful thing. So thank you so much. I love you all. Have a happy Thursday. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Remember, people get weird on Halloween. And God bless. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys again soon, and I'll be always updating you guys on what's going on with my book. All right. Love you. Bye.